Welcome to Rock Buzz. Dream Theater didn't just play a concert in Pompeii last week. They stepped into prog rock mythology. On June 27th, in the shadow of Mount Vesuvius, the band performed a faithful and soaring rendition of Pink Floyd's Echoes, the 23-minute opus that once turned the empty ruins of Pompeii into one of the most iconic concert films in rock history. For Pink Floyd fans, Echoes isn't just a song, it's a pilgrimage. And in 1971, Pink Floyd filmed their legendary Live at Pompeii performance there, playing to an empty amphitheater while their gear hummed through the volcanic silence. That surreal, cinematic moment helped cement Floyd as sonic pioneers, and for many, Echoes became the ultimate psychedelic statement, long, meditative, and transporting. So when Dream Theater arrived at Pompeii last week and played that same song, the audience had no idea what was coming. But when that unmistakable high-pitched ping rang out, the first note of Echoes, the crowd gasped and then roared. Dream Theater had just dropped Pink Floyd's entire 25-minute epic on the hallowed Pompeii stage without warning, and for a moment, it felt like time had folded in on itself. Mike Portnoy later posted the full setlist, writing, "So many emotions tonight. Pink Floyd's Echoes performed in its entirety on the same hallowed ground that Pink Floyd performed it over 50 years ago. It was indeed one for the books, a night I'll always cherish." He called it a bucket list moment. And for the fans, it clearly was too. One fan wrote, "My favorite band covering Echoes from another one of my favorite bands in the mythical Pompeii amphitheater. Just to say that was epic and a mesmerizing tribute to Pink Floyd." Another simply said, "Please, please, let's have a live album of the whole Pompeii set." And what made this moment even more powerful was that Mike Portnoy was back behind the kit. After more than a decade away from Dream Theater, Portnoy rejoined the band in 2023, reuniting the classic lineup for the first time since 2010. His return wasn't just a nostalgic move, it re-energized the entire fan base. Portnoy was more than the drummer, he was co-founder, co-producer, and emotional core of the atmosphere, which added a whole new layer of meaning to the performance. And judging by his own words after the show, it meant just as much to him. The performance, now circulating through audience cams on YouTube, has sparked a wave of reactions. "If these walls could talk," one fan commented, capturing the sentiment that wasn't just another show, it was history happening again, reinterpreted. Mike Portnoy and John Petrucci both acknowledged how personal and surreal the past week in Italy had been. Petrucci shared that playing in Sicily, where his grandfather began his journey to America, filled him with pride. Portnoy hinted at more to come, saying he'd be sharing photos and memories soon, while fans flooded the comments asking the obvious, was it filmed? Will there be a DVD? For those unfamiliar with Echoes, to understand why this was more than just a cool cover, you have to understand what Echoes is and what it means in the greater Floyd universe. Released in 1971 as the entire second side of Pink Floyd's Metal, Echoes is not just a song, it's a sonic journey, clocking in at over 23 minutes. It was Pink Floyd's first real attempt to create a single, following a piece of music that told a story without words. From the chiming intro to the eerie middle section that sounds like sea creatures crying through space, the track builds to a euphoric, almost spiritual climax. In many ways, Echoes laid the groundwork for everything Floyd would do on Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, and Animals. It's the transitional piece between the early experimental Floyd and the global juggernaut they became. And there is no version of the song more iconic than the one they filmed at Pompeii in October 1971. The original Live at Pompeii film, shot without an audience in an abandoned Roman amphitheater, was part rock performance, part art film. No crowd, no applause, just the band surrounded by ancient ruins and lots of now killer vintage gear, I might add. Playing into the void. It was eerie, a cinematic, way ahead of its time. The movie gave Echoes a visual home, one that felt like it was carved out of history itself. Fast forward to 2024 when the film was re-released in Dolby Atmos with a full sonic overhaul by Steven Wilson. The new mix didn't just clean it up, it made it immersive. Suddenly you can feel the echoes in the stone, the reverb of the crumbling walls, and the wind drifting through Gilmore's delay. Theaters worldwide screened it, introducing a whole new generation to the ghostly beauty of Pink Floyd at Pompeii. That's the Shadow Dream Theater stepped into, not just covering a classic, but reviving a musical ritual on sacred ground. It wasn't just about nailing the notes, it was about summoning the spirit of a song that's meant to be felt in the bones, in the silence between the chords, and the space where time seems to collapse. Please subscribe if you haven't already. That's going to do it for today. We thank you for watching Rock Buzz.